love this shit.
That's what this forum is for, man.
I love it. But she bringing the excellent counterpoints, though. That's the
15 seconds.
Right.
I'm gonna bring this back in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to the Lake Erie Theory. Am I on? Oh, listen, you trying to cut me off.
I ain't know you was trying to.
Again, welcome back to the Lake Erie Theory, where we have a plethora of these amazing guests, and it almost turned in from the Lake Erie Theory to the Perry and White and Larry Garden show. In the middle of the last show.
I have that effect on folks.
we were just like the moderators.
For real though, how often does that happen to you, Larry?
Every damn time. It's bad.
Hey, look, Larry, you light skinned too, so boy, like we saw like every vein on boy, you was lit up, boy.
You funny as hell, Brandon. You funny as hell.
I'm just saying though.
I thought she was coming for his neck.
Man, look,
I'm not.
Look, she was about to debo that chain, boy. She was.
Listen,
I was alive.
Me and you had a Brandon and Dudley moment. Because Brandon and Dudley got heated in this piece. So me and you, we can have that. We can take that one. Because if you ever listen to our show, Brandon and Dudley, they be having some real life heated arguments as well. So we could both eat that. I love you and you love me. And it's just
Look at that.
I love you.
Black folks
you love
navigating difficult conversations.
Right. That's
as it should be.
Because you know. And the thing is, we need to have these conversations. People we need to have these conversations, but at the same time, listen to each other, right? Mm-hmm. Because I lost a lot of black friends and it's funny because black Trump supporters, they get offended real quick. They'll unfriend you. They will
report your shit on Facebook.
Like, look, don't make a good point on one of them, man. They do not like that. And the thing is, it's like, look, if you're a black Trump supporter or an anti-Barack Obama person, that's entirely your right and whatever. But my whole thing was, if you're going to not like Barack Obama, at least not like him for the right reason. If you're not going to like Barack Obama, don't dislike him because of these crazy-ass conspiracy theories. You know, like don't like him because of his policies. Go ahead.
Could I chime in? Some African-American men don't like Barack Obama because Obama, he was 45, 44 when he became president. Some African-American men felt like they could achieve that goal, and a lot of African-American women in households was looking at the African-American man was like, I wish I was Michelle Obama right about now, because right now I'm trying to support you. And your ass is out here messing around with my cousin. Meanwhile, Barack ain't did shit to Michelle.
But see, I think that's a false narrative to make black men look bad too. Because here's the thing: how do we know that all black women look at their black men like that?
Right, exactly.
Like some black, because here's the thing: because you also got to look at it like this too. Barack Obama, how often does he get a chance to spend time with Michelle while he out there doing his presidential thing? Some black women are they're happy that their man is at their house every night. So we don't know.
Right.
But this is what
playing 2K.
But this is what I think. What Barack Obama did for black males, though, where I think a lot of black males don't like, is he made us step up our game in a different kind of way.
Shit, I put on suits because of that shit. Let me say that.
Because here's the thing, though, because you got a lot of black folks, a lot of black dudes, they wanted to be the black messiah. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of, and just not black but white. There's a lot of people that want to be that I told you so guy. Everybody wants to be that. Y'all ever seen the movie 2012?
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson, the conspiracy theorist dude. Yeah. He was like, you see, I told you. Everybody wants to be that guy.
They want to be that guy.
So when it comes down to the black men, they don't want Barack Obama to be the one to lead because they want to be the one to be like, see, I got the plan.
You talking about Tavis Smiley?
I'm talking about Tavis Smiley. I'm talking about all these Facebook gurus and YouTube gurus.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Tavis Smiley and Cornel West like a Barack Obama diss tour.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Because they look at it like this, right? Because for real. If my message ain't reaching the black people,
I'm heated.
How the hell yours is?
Yeah, what are you doing so right?
But wait a minute.
I will say this.
Cornel West did endorse Nina Turner to be. I
like Nina Turner, but I will say this. Since we talking conspiracies, Barack was kind of chosen because he got bumped ahead of Hillary. It was Hillary's turn to rock. Barack slid in early. He was supposed to be the young dude, still waiting in the wing. That's why Hillary was so mad about it. Because she couldn't stop the train.
No, because you want to know why? This is what happened, right? We dealt with George Bush dumbass for 8 years, right? And then here comes this elegant, well-spoken, young black man, right? And here's the thing. Even growing up, right? Black people, we hate well dressed and clean cut spoken black men. We had on each other for that. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, in the black
fucking nerd.
in the black
You ain't no
community.
I hope that's ending. Yo.
But for the longest, it was how many times did if you're a black person and you spoke proper words, you said, "Oh, you sound white."
Yeah.
How many times is a black?
Can I raise my hand considering I'm light skinned and I do the same shit?
Right, but how many times? But for real though, if you're a black person and say for instance, and you went at one point in time, if you went to college and didn't go to jail, you weren't looked at as cool. You feel me? At one point in time, going to jail in the black community was considered cool. Hey. Like if you didn't go to jail, you were soft.
Right.
But then you got the same black people who were saying, "Oh, you ain't real. You ain't a real black person. You ain't a real quote unquote nigga." You know what I'm saying? And now those same black people are complaining about the crime bill, which is crazy. Which if you go back, ain't that in the black community? It was for the longest. It was it was being a gangster, being a thug, being
drug dealer,
you know what I'm saying? Being a that was like, and I don't care who wants to deny it, but that was like the popular black.
That was the coolest shit.
That was the coolest shit ever.
Who painted that narrative though?
Say what?
Who painted that narrative?
Everybody did. I'm not even going.
No, who for real? Who painted that narrative? Who put it in a black man's head that if a black man is speaking X, Y, and Z kind of way, he white? Who put it in the black? Who put it in black people's face?
You know what?
Slavery.
It started in slavery.
Started in slavery.
Slavery.
Okay, so
Everybody to read.
Everybody.
White
Okay,
people.
so if it started in slavery, if it started in something that was already wrong and corrupt, and for it to continue to be carried out through the years and years and years, we can't keep using that as a crutch. We
Absolutely.
No.
I completely agree.
And that's literally my point. But that's what I'm saying though.
Right,
When Barack Obama came along, it was either like for black people that wanted to be like, yeah, I want to do better. I like that guy. Right? For black folks that was just like, that was still stuck in that same old mentality. I don't like that.
I want to buy single Newports from the corner store every day. Fuck him.
I mean,
But at the end of the day, man, the thing that I'll be looking for, man, and that's one of the reasons not to plug my music, but I'm gonna plug my music.
Go ahead, plug. That's what you're here
Get
for.
my album What's Good, man. Because one of my biggest thing is, dude, I'm from the hood, man. I come from a broken ass family, man, that's all dysfunctional and everybody was pimps and going to jail. And for me to go off to college and see some educated cats and come back and try to make something of myself, you see those two sides. But in my opinion, why can't we love both of them sides, man?
Right.
Why do it always got to be one or the other? Yeah, I got cousins still in the hood that's still thugged out. I love them, man. That's what's up, because that's black too.
Right.
And yeah, I got some folks and cousins that's in suits and starting their own businesses and rocking. That's love, man. We need to get them both together. I love both of that.
That is part of the class system.
It's all like we are a diaspora, man. We should be widespread. It shouldn't just be one look. We ain't monolithic, man.
No,
right. We ain't.
And it's a lot of dudes that I rock with who do both.
Right.
Do both. Straight up hood dudes that'll still throw the suit on and rock your business deal. That's who we are, man. That's who we are.
But see, and that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, so even when it comes down to like what the issues that happen with COVID and where does that blame lie, and how does us as a community looked at, how do we treat COVID? So for in the community, if you say for instance, like we're now in the black community is where we're against each other for vax and non-vax. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like for some of the black community that gets vaccinated, the other half of the black community calling them sheep and they're scared and they doing what the government is telling them to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the other sector of black folks that's like, y'all are y'all tripping. Like y'all, you know what I'm saying? Get vaccinated. Like everything in conspiracy. Yeah. So and that's a big and that's a big issue in the black community these days of where should we be getting vaccinated? Should we not be getting vaccinated?
So let me say this real quick.
How do we approach that situation? Should we rely on ourselves and say, like, and that's another thing in the black community. Should we rely on ourselves or should we rely on the government, the medical field that quote unquote didn't do what's right for years? How do we navigate this as a people?
So I'm gonna say this when it comes to COVID-19. COVID-19 for me was a blessing and a curse because I've been working for a very, very long time. And when COVID-19 had came into existence or whatever, kids was went to school from home. Jobs had to be reduced to being at your house. And I don't even want to say reduced because in all honesty, I've been working so long and it took me away from my children. So when COVID-19 came into existence, I was able to be home with my kids. I was able to see in areas that the school wasn't teaching them that I thought they was. So I was able to produce certain things to be able to be in that environment with them. So for me personally, I feel COVID-19, I don't want to say me personally, it was a gift and it was a curse.
Yeah.
I was able to be home with my children, and to anybody that was out here in the world, to all the moms that was clubbing and doing X, Y, Z, to all the dads that was out here in the streets, that wasn't spending time with their kids, that wasn't in their life how they was supposed to be. Listen, I'm not I don't want to get religious on y'all, but I feel like God shut the whole world down to make people realize what the fuck was really, really good and what wasn't really, really good. He shut down football.
Amen to that.
He shut down basketball. He shut down barbershops. He shut down beauty shops. He shut down everything to make people think
And the earth was happy. Like, for like the plants grew.
I'm in the church, so I can get religious for you. And I
Right.
say, yeah, everything you said.
I'm uber.
Big fact.
I believe in exactly what you just said. I'm just gonna say it. I agree with you.
Where we talk about the conspiracy of COVID-19, where we talk about the conspiracy of this, the conspiracy of that, vaccinated, unvaccinated, whatever you choose to do or not do, at the end of the day, if you didn't take the time, and listen, one thing, let me just throw this out there real quick. If you didn't bubble, and I'm gonna keep all the way real, if you didn't bubble in 2020 for real, with all them PP loans that they was throwing out there, with all that money that been circulating in and out of our hands, I didn't get a PP loan. I wish I would have. Next, if it comes around again, I'm looking for this next time. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. However, and what
I did not hear
we
that.
talk about
Violence.
I'm not choosing violence, but I might choose fraud this next time around. But I will say this. When a lot of things was being opened or whatever, a lot of people felt like, oh, they opened the world back up because we want to do this, we want to do that. I feel like they opened the world back up because they was losing our black dollars. That's why they opened up the barbershop first. That's why they opened up the beauty shop first. That's why they opened up everything during the black community first.
But a lot of those,
but
here's the thing: a lot of those businesses in the black community were suffering because those barbershops was owned by black people. Those beauty salons was owned by black people. Our radio station was shut down. It's owned by black people. I'm a filmmaker. My business was shut down, and I'm a black person. Because here's the thing. And so for people, so when people say like, like bubble, like during 2020, it all depends. Like I was in a position where I couldn't get any type of business loans because I had a job, and my job had me work from home, so I didn't bubble like during 2020.
You didn't file for PPP?
Say what?
You didn't file for PPP?
Do I want to do fraud?
I mean, listen. Hold on.
No.
But the people doing fraud or not doing fraud, or not, they still gave that money out into all the people that did get them PP loans and was getting them people that they like. How do we go to that payroll that was getting other people payroll or whatever? If you had your own business. So you should have got payroll. You should have been able to do that.
If they gave Ruth Chris Steakhouse a multi-million-dollar business, $20 million in PPP loans, you should have got something too. And like they gave the University of Harvard.
It shouldn't be based on like us.
Your situation didn't change now, though, BX.
Oh yeah, very much so. So yeah, I could probably get
pretty much.
So I could probably get some now. You know what I'm saying? But like then, like last year, I was getting turned down left and right for all different types of loans. Like for real, that's literally because my job didn't fire. They didn't lay me off. They had us work from home, and I was making still like $30,000 a year, $35,000 a year. And with that, so for a lot of people that did bubble, like those are the people. Like it was a lot of people I knew that didn't have a job, that weren't like doing too well before COVID, and then when COVID got good, then they got good, and a lot of people that was doing the right things before COVID, they the ones who suffered. Like for a guy like myself who thought I was doing a responsible thing by holding down a job and things like that, I took the L while I saw people that didn't have a job and they was bumming for like 2 or 3 years just come up on bread. Now, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, right? If you were a taxpayer and you were paying taxes and you had a job, you should have got some money as well. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, because you're contributing.
Besides the stimuluses?
Yeah, besides the stimulus, because you're contributing more to society than anybody else. You're the consumer. You know what I'm saying? Like I was the one that was supplying those people that was doing Uber Eats and shit. That I was the one that they was getting it. I was the one who was buying the food. You feel me? So there was a lot of people that weren't doing shit that, like, for real, they was able to bubble. And here's the thing: do we get a reward for doing shit? I don't think so. And then at the same time, we could look at it as COVID was a blessing, where people were able to spend time with their kids. Then you also look at it where you had a lot of abusive parents that was able to spend time with their kids that those kids didn't want to have.
Right, exactly.
So it all depends. It's all relative.
Shit, I gotta be here with this motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker drinking all day because they ain't got nothing else to do. Like, hell no. Like, so it's all
a lot of divorces happen during that COVID time.
You're able to find out really who your spouse is and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And
shout out to the teachers, because the simple fact of them, the thing about it is, shout out to the remember somebody put up a meme or something saying, you gotta. Some of these parents got to give some shout outs to their teachers because they got to put up with your kids all day in school, Monday through Friday, and you don't know how bad these little giblets are.
Teachers, man, and that's what's up. And yo, we need more black male teachers too, by the way, man. Yo, for real.
Right, for real.
Black people are more successful when they get to see a black male teacher just once in their life.
I got to give a shout out to my choir teacher who told me to go in the radio, Mr. Willie Dykes.
Let's touch on that, right?
Yeah.
So in the black community,
right,
and we're gonna go around the table. I'm gonna ask everybody, right? What do you think is the most preached profession? Give me your top three. What are the top three preached professions in the black community, in your opinion?
Most preached?
Yeah, like, hey, black people, you should do this when you grow up. Black people, you should do this when you grow up. You should do this when you grow up. What are the most three preached positions that you've heard in the black community?
And just regular black people,
Yeah.
not like
just overall,
not like Jamaicans and Haitians.
Overall.
Like lawyer. You always hear lawyer first when little kids. You're gonna be a lawyer or something. I don't know. I know all of my Jamaican cats, all their parents want them to be doctors and engineers and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. Like, Jamaican, African, those type of families, they're all about, be a doctor.
Yeah, they all let you do nothing else.
I'm talking about American average household black family that we grew up with in our generations. What is the...
What do they preach?
Yeah, what is the profession? And like, as a kid, you talk, be a cop, be a fighter. You told a whole bunch of shit. You're an astronaut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about from when a kid...
I don't even know if I remember
like a teenager what is the most preached professions that is put into the black community these
days? A rapper, a football player, or a basketball player?
I'll go for that. Especially rapper, producer.
Rapper, producer.
Yeah.
I want my son to be a pilot. However...
Rapper, producer, military, sports.
Or pastor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's when you get to us later.
That's after you get in trouble so many damn times. Like, you should be a preacher and teaching this stuff. You want me to say it?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I got the three separate answers. The hood answers is basketball player, football player, and being on a reality show. That's the hood answers. The answers is attorney, criminal, doctor, and engineer. We don't have a lot of those as far as
criminal?
Criminal attorney.
And I would say this, in the black community, whether we want to say it or not, whether we want to admit to it, being a criminal is a very preached profession. Like, I ain't gonna...
No, I'm talking about criminal attorney. Criminal attorney.
But look,
not criminal attorney.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, as a hip hop artist, I'm gonna sit back and act like the majority of hip hop is like Will Smith. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
And I was raised on hip hop. I was raised on R&B, right? I wasn't and then I was raised on gospel music as well, right? But if you want to take the totality of just like what's the message that's put out in the black community today? How many rappers have you heard talk about being a doctor or being a lawyer or being a scientist or being a auto repair guy? Most rappers, they talking about
J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Besides J. Cole.
I said a majority, not a minimal.
J. Floyd talking about building your own business.
J. Floyd is talking about this. Shout out to J. Floyd right next to me. But we need to build him up instead of just everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out my man Jay Floyd with that good music. Jay Floyd, tell them where they could get that good music.
Man, everywhere. Amazon, iTunes, Tidal. It's everywhere you can find it, man. Anywhere you stream, go look for Jay Floyd, What's Good.
Right.
It's called What's Good because for that exact point you just made, don't no rapper tell you what's good. They tell you what's bad. They tell you what they done been through and how to put it on you.
Yeah.
They put all their stress, everything, their dysfunction, their toxicity, and they throw it on you. They don't tell you how to heal from that.
Exactly.
They don't give you that.
And here's the thing when it comes down
toxic.
when it comes down to it, right? And I'm not saying all rappers do it, right? But when you look at the prevalent, MCs of our time, you know what I'm saying? And you look at the message that's been brought out in their time, right? We have it's either going to be black people do the right thing or black people get out here, get it any way you can. Whether you kill,
get the bag,
whether you're selling
the bag.
I mean, for real though, if we listen to rap music, there's at least a good 1 million to 2 million dead bodies that's laying around.
I killed this nigga, that nigga, and the other nigga across the street.
And the thing is, but you know what I've never heard a rapper say? They'll never because this is the thing, right? When you listen to, and this is in particular, when you hear rappers talking about they beefing or they shot this guy or this
Right.
nigga, that nigga, right? They're talking about another black person.
Right.
You don't never hear, like, how come you'll never hear rappers say cracker?
No, then
Like, out of all the gangster rappers that's ever existed, you've never heard not one of them say, "I'm gonna go to the suburbs and blast me a cracker."
Because
wait. They're always saying that they're gonna pull up on
I'm
the
gonna
hood.
answer you that.
They're gonna slide. They're gonna pull up on the hood. I'm gonna blast me a nigga, bitch nigga, fuck nigga, nigga. I've never heard a rapper say hunky. Big cracker. You know what I'm saying?
You want me to answer that?
Answer the question.
Because the crackers on the record companies that they're talking about the niggas on, and the streaming services.
To your point,
like Interscope.
Do you remember Michael Jackson, biggest artist of all time, said the word kike in the song? He ain't even say he gonna do nothing to it.
Right.
Yeah.
He just said the word.
Oh yeah.
And his record got pulled off the show.
Like,
Michael Jackson
but here's the thing.
said one word.
You a black artist.
Every rapper can say anything
if you
about
say
black people.
anything quote unquote that, and it's not, you don't even have to be saying anything anti-Semitic.
No.
If the Jewish people feel what you said is
Shut you down.
they shut you down.
All the way down.
But you know what's crazy? They won't shut you down if you're talking about mass murdering your own people.
No,
which is
gonna
crazy.
put you out even more.
Yeah,
They'll put
which
more
is
money
crazy.
behind it.
How-
But that's our
Right,
fault.
facts.
That's our fault.
Because we keep buying the
support it.
shit.
They
That's
shut it
why.
down because they people want support.
All right, so let me ask you a question.
Okay.
In the black community, who's the biggest consumers of black music?
Black people.
No.
White
White people.
No. I say in the black community, who dictates what song is popular?
Black
and
women.
they will tell you this.
Black women.
Exactly.
Black women.
Black women, right?
Uh-huh.
So let me ask you. So let me ask you.
Listen, we have a black woman here.
We have
Indeed.
3 of them today.
Right. All right. So in the black.
So watch your back is what
So
she's saying.
amongst black
Okay.
women, let me ask y'all a question. Amongst black women, and I'm gonna give y'all 2 artists, right? I'm gonna give y'all 2 artists amongst black women.
No, I'm
Both
black.
of them got hits. Both of them been in movies. Both of them had a certain type of message in their music, right?
Yeah.
But amongst black women, who do you think was the more popular rapper? And I ain't talking about overall person, but rapper. 2 popular Will Smith.
Pop.
Yo, I think, man, you could do a
Amongst
whole
black
other
women.
show about them being the flip
Amongst
side of
black
it.
women?
Yeah.
Amongst
Pop.
black women, who do you think was the more popular
Absolutely,
rapper?
Pop.
absolutely,
Pop. All right.
Pop.
So let me ask you a question. All right. Next question. Okay. Amongst black women, or who do you think is the more popular? Who think would be a more popular rapper? Say, I'm trying to think of somebody corny. Not corny, but just because I can't say Nick Cannon because he ain't nobody's favorite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He has no bars. That's why you can't say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has wild
Because like Will Smith is just like he's like the only rapper that was just like, you know what? I'm gonna be a positive guy.
What about Hammer?
No,
He ain't doing nothing.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Amongst black women, who do you think is the more popular MC? LL Cool J or Chuck D?
LL.
Hello.
Right.
Do a lot of them know who Chuck D is?
No.
Why wouldn't you though? They're both hip hop artists. They both put out records. They both been on the radio.
Because Chuck D puts out
They both in the Rock Roll Hall of Fame?
because Chuck T with Public Enemy put out positive, uplifting black music. About LL Cool J, all he did was just take off his chest,
And lick his lips.
and that attracted the black women.
So all right. So let me ask you a question. Who do you think is a more popular MC? Run from Run DMC or Juvenile? We're back to things.
Juvie.
I was around DMC, and see, this is the thing. When
Juvenile.
You say
If it Run
black
DMC
women, hold on, because I'm a black woman, so I can speak to black women. You can say whatever you want to say, but you're a black man. So when you guys talk about black women, who do black women feel like this or feel like that? You gotta take into consideration the men being took out of the woman household. You gotta take into consideration that women not having a father going to be. You gotta take into
Facts.
And that should absolutely be where the conversation
You gotta
goes.
take into consideration the environment that those black women, quote unquote, came up in.
I thought that's where he was headed with it.
But that's what I was. But see, and here's the
thought that's
thing. The
where
reason
you
why I asked the males first is because when it comes down to music, men, we don't know what women think. We only think what we know what women think. So we're gonna follow behind what we think what women like.
Just like the Texas abortion laws, but continue.
So what?
We still accountable for our own actions. Being in hip hop, I've been in hip hop for 25 years. I get a lot of dudes that be like, man, we make what the women want to hear.
Exactly.
But you still made it.
Yeah.
You made that choice. I make a choice to make the music that I do. I sacrifice because I know I'm gonna lose a lot of listeners.
Well, you know why?
I know that.
You know why? As a music promoter myself, before I got into some political stuff, shout out to Big Hef.
Because he was definitely out here.
Right. So the thing about it is that Hef told me one time that we gonna put these people in here because the women want to see them. And if the men will follow where the women go. That's why you have ladies' night. That the women get half off and they charge the men. Yeah, pretty much.
But here's the question, right? So like how you said what an artist said, I make women that make music that the women want to hear, right? Well, what is it? What music do women want to hear?
Okay, so again,
I'm gonna ask you as a woman. As a woman, what music do you want to hear?
J. Cole, and when I say that, I don't listen to Megan Thee Stallion. I don't listen to Cardi B. I can't tell you none of their songs. I can't tell you none of the new up and coming artists that's out here right now. I'm a KRS fan. They don't make that kind of music no more.
But that makes you an outlier. You're a rarity.
Okay,
you're rare.
So this is what I say to you guys, or whatnot. In this day and age, in this time that we're in right now, even though you guys are making some very pivotal points right now, think about the y'all men. Y'all gotta hold these women to a certain standard. If y'all men held women to a certain standard for real, they wouldn't have no choice but to boss up. And if women held themselves to a certain standard, we wouldn't have no choice but to boss up in our own right. And the thing is, men are not being held to women to a certain standard because they're not being held to a certain standard. And that's just the bottom line.
Well, it definitely affects each other. It's not all on the women or all on the men. They both affect each other.
Right.
If men held women to a certain standard, a woman wouldn't have no choice but to come up. Okay, for instance, right? You say a woman walking around here in some booty shorts and some short clothes and got her boobies all out and all that kind of stuff out. Yeah. If a man and she's trying to approach you, if a man's trying to baby girl, go put some clothes on. Yeah. You a queen. You shouldn't be out here like that. A woman is more receptive of that than baby.
But couldn't a woman do the same thing to a dude that got his pants around his ankle and whatnot?
This is what I'm saying to you.
Sweatpants, gray sweatpants.
This is another thing that I really, really want to address, how we keep putting everything on a woman. Black women is the most underappreciated, the most unprotected, the most undesirable, the most, we are the most vulnerable out here.
Yeah, and unprotected too.
And for these black men that's out here in this world that have the power to do X, Y, Z for us, they are not. Even right now in the studio, and I'm going to call it face to face, for this man to even... And again, I apologize, sir, but for us to even get to the extreme that we got to the extreme on, you, Brandon, you, sir, y'all should have called him on that. Like, sir, this is a woman. I don't care how you feel. This a woman talking right now. You should calm the fuck down, and that's law.
No, here's my thing.
Hold on, because when you and Daddy be in here screaming and hollering, taking over the mic or whatever, nobody ever says anything to y'all. But when I say something to this man, Perion, calm down, P, calm down. No, y'all should have called this man because this is our show. And no disrespect to you, sir. Not by any means. I'm going to call it a spade regardless. Whatever happens after this, but I'm just going to be honest. When I say the value of women and men is at a fucking all-time low, and that's just what it is. That's just what that's the bottom line.
But I think with your situation, I never told you to calm down. I told you were right. I tried to get him to see
you said you like Trump. I like Obama.
All right, no. We're gonna address it. We're gonna break it down like this.
Okay.
I'm all about women's equal rights. Right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. If this is how I feel about it. If you start yelling at him first and y'all start yelling,
right.
Like no. This is how I really feel about it. Because I respect women. Like I said,
you gonna let him talk to Kendra like that?
So what?
You gonna let him talk to Kendra like that?
If Kendra, like, here's the thing. For one, that's like Kendra is my wife, and then for two,
so what, am I not your sister?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Am I not a black woman?
Wait, let me finish. One thing about it. One thing about it. Like,
I didn't say anything disrespectful.
Yeah, like there was like here's the thing, and I'm just gonna
respect your opinion.
No, like here's the thing. If Kendra, like, if she's in a situation and she feels like she wants to raise her voice up in a situation, and I respect her as a woman that she can hold her own, then she can hold her own. I respect you as a woman that you can hold your own in the conversation. Right. So why would I say, and you're having a conversation. We're on the radio. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing. As a woman, you're also grown enough to know that, okay, if I raise my voice, somebody else can raise my voice back. I'm not going to let Larry jump across the table and put his hands on you.
I'm not going to do that.
So here's the thing. I'm grown enough to understand that we're having a conversation. And voices get raised. Right. So here's the thing. And even with that, what I was saying calming down was because y'all was talking over each other. Right. I wanted to hear you. I wanted to hear you. And when me and Deli are barking, there's nothing stopping you or anybody else from stopping us from yelling either. But here's the thing. If y'all allow it, then like y'all allow it. You know what I'm saying? Like if don't nobody say nothing to me and Deli, wait, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
If don't nobody say nothing to me and Deli while we going at it, that's on everybody's choices not to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And just because me and Deli are going at it, that don't make it right that me and him are yelling at each other. Like if you say, hey, B, y'all should calm down.
We're in the room regardless.
And nobody denied that.
Hold on. Hear me out, right? It's determining the core that a man is supposed to have around a woman anyway. And that's law.
So what about the core woman supposed to have?
We're not talking about that right now. We're going to get to that part in 1 second because, listen, and this is why I apologize to you and I said X, Y, and Z that this is my passion, and because you don't know me, you might have took what I was saying or how I was saying it offensive, and that's why I apologize, period, because I'm very passionate about certain things. Hear me out. But at the end of the day, a woman and a man is supposed to always be ruler over women. I get the equal whatever you just said. I get that. However, a man is still a man and a woman is still supposed to be under that man in any case and point. That's law.
So why was he raising your voice in the first place then?
Here's the thing.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I heard what you said. I heard what you said. But here's the thing, though. If y'all having a discussion and I respect you, and then I understand, and then I know you, and I know how passionate you are when you speak. So therefore, like, why would I interject in the conversation that both y'all are having?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. Do actually value your opinion. I apologize about it because the simple fact of the matter is there's always I said there was always a class thing as far as, rich people, poor people, things of that nature. The thing about it is that on my shows, especially the one tomorrow, I do have, first of all, I have a strong African-American woman who I've just got into a relationship with, who was a campaign organizer for the Obama campaign and for other mayoral campaigns now. Second of all, I have 2 African-American women co-hosts, and I respect the hell out of them because they bring a lot of information to me that they're supposed to. Shout out to Lizala Perry and Jay Price. Thank you very much. The thing about it is, the reason that I wasn't trying to talk over you, the reason I said is because I wanted to bring up the point you said. I wanted to answer what exactly did Obama do for African-American people, especially African-American women. And one of the things was the Affordable Care Act, because there's been yes, forget the Fox Sports thing. I don't care. I ain't betting. I ain't betting on football right the hell now. We have a serious ass conversation. The thing about it is that, before Obama, when we had Herbert Walker in there was no emphasis. Y'all the bearers of our children. Even though me and my son's mother don't agree on everything and we broke up badly, I respect the hell out of her, and especially because she had my child. So the thing about it is, y'all bring babies into this world. No government before the Obama administration does not care about African-American children. That's why I brought up the Affordable Care Act. Even though they call it Obamacare, that's the one thing that is the most important thing, is because the health care of not only you guys having birth, but the children as well. And I don't think no administration before the Obama administration cared about our children as much as he did, because he has 2 little girls. That's why I felt. And I'm like, point holes in that theory if you want to, but that's, studying that, I studied the reason why, because it stopped a lot of infant deaths, especially in the African-American community, because we only make up 13% of this fucking population. And it's ruled by what.
So I got a catch-22 to that, right? And I just want to know, because I want like this. You know how you just saying, like, it stopped this, it stopped that, it stopped this, stop that. Do you feel like it stopped those things because gay marriage was legalized? So it wasn't women and men having babies anymore? It was just women and women and men and men?
I just think that, everybody has as far as that, I feel like everybody, no matter gay or straight, has a right to live the way that they want to live, period, point blank. Do I agree with?
No, I don't know. But what I said to you was, because of the SIDS thing, that sudden baby infant, that's what that means. That means a woman got to have sex with a man, she got to have a baby, the baby has to lay down in the crib and never wake up. That's what SIDS is. So what I'm saying to you is, with you being with that, what you just said, the Obama administration stopped X, Y, and Z. And again, y'all, I ain't taking no away from that man. However, I will say this. When he legalized gay marriage, that meant it was okay for a woman and a woman to be together and a man to be together. So if a woman and a woman together and a man and a man together, no babies are being produced.
But here's the thing.
Wouldn't that reduce it?
But here's the thing, though. When he made that happen,
he was gonna be having kids.
Like you were already gay. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, you was already gay.
It wasn't like when he made that, like a whole bunch of gay people just started up on the ground. That's not what I
said. Answer that one question. So if 2 women is together, 2 men is together, wouldn't that not reduce kids because ain't no babies being produced?
No.
I don't see how it would put a dent in the actual number.
Right. Yeah, because a woman, she could still have a baby with a
No matter,
you know what I'm saying? Like lesbians, they have women.
They adopt.
No, they
actually. There's a woman. There's a stud in the relationship and a woman in the relationship. The woman decides that if they want to have a child, either they do adopt, and more African American children are on the adoption block, or the woman in the relationship decides to have a child.
Right. That's just like a dude that's impotent who can't produce kids and he's married and like they would have an artificially inseminated baby. It's the same thing.
Sometimes it ain't even artificial. They just get it.
They have a surrogate or something like that in order to get their eggs inseminated with semen and they give birth. So that's been around for years.
Right. And the reason why gay marriage was signed because it was a super PAC for gay marriage is because I was a tax preparer for H&R Block, and the biggest tax deduction is married filing joint. Now, I had a household.
That's
they did that for the insurance and the money.
Married. Let's not get it twisted.
Right.
Gay people were getting married. They just weren't like the difference is just taxes now. So everybody think that Obama is like he was the reason why you got more gay people now. Like, man, listen, if you was gay before, you was gay then. You was gay afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Obama ain't make nobody gay. And then if you lesbian, here's the thing: if you watch, if you want to lick pussy or something before, you want to do that. Like, here's the thing: for all the straight dudes out there, if you see a lot of Lil Nas X video and that makes you gay, newsflash, bro, you was already gay. Yeah. You feel me? It ain't turned to gay. You were gay, dog.
Or quote unquote curious.
Or because here's the thing. Like me, I'm not gay. If I see a Lil Nas X video, I'll skip past it, not watch it. I'm good. You feel me?
We about to go into a whole.
I'm just saying though. Look, there's a lot of gay. There's a lot of out here that just.
You know what? I'm scared.
Sometimes I skip because I don't really want to see all that.
Well,
that ain't my thing.
Especially the MTV performance. That look like gay soft porn.
And maybe if he had some bars, he might make me think twice.
Right.
He ain't got bars, so why would I even look at that?
I don't even listen to his music. I don't like his music. I don't get jiggy with it. You feel me? And it's just like this though.
I can't get jiggy with this shit.
Even when it comes down to it, like even when it comes down to it, like overall, like, and that a lot of that stuff get put on Barack Obama with the like there is a gay agenda and homosexuality and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of weird because, like, man, look. I don't know if anybody noticed this, but Prince wasn't the most masculine dressing motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? like for real.
Wait though, he got all the women though with that.
But here's the thing though, he got a lot of dudes with that too.
Right.
How many male Prince fans that we got that never batted in the eye because the dude had butt out, like his ass out in pants?
You know what?
Not one dude.
I'm old, and I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I'm old enough to remember when he was in the midst of doing that. And I'll tell you one thing, my family wasn't having it. I remember cats calling him every homosexual slur you can imagine.
Oh yeah, I was probably like a little kid.
In the 80s, he was not popular like that.
Remember what did Charlie Murphy say? There's a new girl in Shalimar called Mickey Free. Mickey Free was a dude.
And
that's always been a divisive thing. It's always kind of been something to tear us apart.
Right.
Well, touche on the Prince. I guess,
it is what it is. I mean, rest in peace. Still got a catalog out. If they, hopefully the family stopped fighting so they can release his music.
Though.
Yeah,
he was a talented dude, and that's the thing. Like with Barack Obama, and I think that's a misnomer that gets put on him that like he was he was pushing the gay agenda. Only thing that gay people got different now than they did before was they could get married and pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? That was it.
Right. Other
than that, it's the same. They doing the same gay shit they was doing before. You know what I'm saying?
And they probably sick of each other because there's some gay divorces as well. You know,
I mean, Barack was a Democrat,
right?
He had a job to do.
Right.
That's
when
like
you
part
to
of the
be president as a Democrat. You have a job to do. You got to put forth the platform.
Yeah, certain policies.
Certain policies in
that voted for you.
Just like Trump,
right.
He pushing forth what these people believe in, even though that wasn't what he ever believed in before. He gonna
push that. West Virginia cousin Marion racist agenda.
Even though that never was
to the people in West Virginia. I apologize, but you already know some of y'all kids look like the people from the Hills Have Eyes movie. It's just kidding.
I don't know where that came from. I can't
you ever
these thoughts are only of Larry.
Right.
I do not. These are my thoughts that I'm letting out right now. So don't blame Brandon or anybody else. Don't blame the queen over here or my king over here. You blame my ass. That's what happens doing.
I will protect you from that. He'll speak for everybody.
But that's what happens with the pandemic. We get locked up. You think of crazy shit like this.
All right, so let me ask y'all this. We done talked about Barack Obama. We talked about Trump. Now, our current president. And we got COVID and everything going on. Joey B. How's Biden doing?
You know what? Sometimes I like him. Sometimes I want to hit him upside the head with a baseball bat.
I think he's dead for real.
Stop!
I gotta be honest, man. I don't
You think he is?
I don't pay no attention.
Yeah, like look, for real, I stopped paying attention. Like for real, I checked out during like
I live my life.
the last few months of Trump's administration. I checked out of politics. You know what I'm saying? Because it got too toxic and too
Even
crazy.
when Trump was in there too, I tried my best.
I ain't gonna lie, I was on his ass. I was on Trump's ass. I was on his.
You know
ass.
what? The thing is that I'm gonna hate to say this. I'm gonna admit it anyway. The reason I voted for Biden is because it wasn't because of Joe old white behind. It was because of Kamala Harris. I voted for the black girl. Listen, I don't care what she is. What she is. Hey, here's the thing. If you was vice president, I voted for you.
You know what? I didn't vote for Trump because he didn't have a plan.
No,
he never had like a
he never did it.
He never had a plan for healthcare.
You know, right?
He never had a plan for the economy.
I ain't vote for Trump.
So what?
Cause I ain't vote for Trump just. And I ain't gonna say it, but there's no way I could do it.
Here's the thing: Biden and Kamala Harris, they had somewhat of a plan, and they had some policies that I was like, I can agree with.
Right.
But Trump's plan was.
I hate Obama.
I'll tell you one thing though.
I hate Biden.
Trump ran against.
I hate black people.
Yeah. So
get the Mexicans out of here.
That wall.
Fuck that wall.
I ain't no big fan of Joey B. You know, you brought up the crime bill. That's his bill.
Man.
I ain't a big fan of him, but I rocked with him for this election.
Here's the thing: I'm not a fan of Joe Biden either. And then when it comes down to the crime bill and that's his bill, there was a whole lot of black folks that signed off on it too.
Oh yeah, the Black Congress caucus. Don't forget about them. There was
here's the thing, and I'm also adult enough to know, like, okay, so if you got this old ass white dude, and back then they ain't talking about Joe Biden now. Back then, he was a Rhode Island or New Hampshire, whatever he came out, Connecticut or whatever like that. And if he has all these black folks that's quote unquote leaders in the black community saying like, hey, we need this kind of bill. This white dude that probably don't know shit about the black community probably thought that these people knew what the hell they was talking about and was like, you know what, maybe we do need a bill. Because
my problem with it was exactly the same thing I stand on right now, man. I'm a life coach and I'm a speaker and I'm always talking about understanding and having empathy for people and how they got there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My family's full of criminals. How did they get there? I know how they got there. I know the realities of the psychology of what a person's thinking. And Joe Biden specifically said, I don't care how they got there. Put them behind bars for as long as you can. He specifically said, I don't care. And I couldn't respect that. Even as a little kid, my mom's broke it down to me. And even right now, I still don't like it. Because you cannot go past, with black people, you can't just go past why are we committing the crime. You can't. You can't separate the intent from the crime with us.
That's the class system. But the thing about it is America let the American government and the Reagan administration let the Colombians come in here and put this stuff on to the African American people. Breaking up even back to the Nixon administration. Old tricky dick
put heroin on
put heroin in the black communities
y'all from owning houses.
To expand the Panther Party.
But when y'all rob somebody, I don't care why you did it. You going to jail forever.
Right.
Here's the fucked up thing.
But here's the thing too, right? Here's the thing, and this is my question. This is a question that I always had for we understand it, we get it, especially because back then we was dealing with poverty. It was right after the civil rights movement, so we had a lot of things against us, right? As far as that, right? But I always wondered, and this is a tough question that I haven't heard too many black people, ask or say, right? Yeah. And when it comes down to welfare and the black man leaving the home, and when it comes down to cocaine and heroin in our communities, why do we accept it? Like, here's the thing, right? Even though they put it there, black women could have said, no, we don't want your welfare. We'd rather have our black men. You know what I'm saying? Even though cocaine came into the black communities and we were struggling, we could have been like, you know what? I'm not putting this poison to my people.
Black men could have said, I'm not going to stand on this corner and sling this. Yeah. And a lot of people did, but a lot of people didn't.
Right. And so that's where I would say where us as a people now is just like, okay, we look back at all these things.
But where's the psychology though, right? If you in a certain situation It's like what Maslow's hierarchy, right?
Most of us was
you
locked
gotta
up.
fulfill your basic needs.
Right.
If you put anybody, that's why I love that movie Trading Places, right? Because
Especially if you don't know if it's like all the way wrong or not. You know what I'm saying?
If
Because
you
back
put anybody
then,
in a certain
situation.
they will commit a crime.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
and if we go
Right.
to the early days of the coke and crack era, you know what I'm saying? Like
I'll
it was,
bet
it
you
was a real
$1
social
that-
thing. Like we wasn't getting locked up. Like in the beginning, it was a lot of cats making money. And we really like so when you get young cats and they're making money and they're able to support their household.
Can I go back to what was said on the first part of The Godfather, even though it was a fictional about the Corleone?
Oh yeah, they said it. They said it in The Godfather.
Said it, like the thing about it is like the drug trade was coming into the country, even though the old ways of gambling and prostitution were old as far as that. You know, one of the gangsters said, or the leaders, he said, "Let the niggas have it." They are going to kill themselves anyway, as long as it's controlled by let the drug trade be, as long as it's not near schools. They put it in the African American family. The problem was African Americans were not only getting high off the supply, but the reason why Nancy fucking Reagan said to just say no to drugs is because it was leaking over to the white community, and now the senators are getting high off their own supply with the X pills and all that shit in Studio 54. Now here comes the Betty Ford Clinic for alcoholics and drug dealers.
One thing, and I'll recommend anybody go get this book. It's called Freakonomics by Dubner and Levitt. It's like just like they got another one called Super Freakonomics. They talk about the behind the scenes of everything, and they got a chapter called Why Do Drug Dealers Live with Their Moms? And where they break down, that Harvard study happened where they broke down. They had this dude go to Cabrini Green projects with a clipboard asking black people how does it feel to be miserable and black, and the gang snatched him up and was like, we about to kill this dude. And they took him up in the block. And the leader of the gang was like, we ain't killing this dude. If you want answers from us, you're going to live with us. And you're going to go back to Harvard and tell them what you saw. And the dude lived with them for months. And the dude that was holding him there got locked up and snitched on everybody. And he was like, I'm going to get killed. But I want you to take all of the books. He gave him all the financial numbers for years of crack sales. Take this back to Harvard. Tell your boys chop it up. See what they can find. They chopped this thing up and put the gang org chart on the board in Harvard and matched it up to the McDonald's Corporation, and it looked exactly the same.
True.
The exact same org chart. And they said, it's okay, now why would a 14-year-old boy in Chicago in Cabrini Green want to go stand on the block and make the same amount of money he would make if he was flipping a burger? That's the answer. If you find out why that's the case, and so they start digging into why, what's the psychology? When has anybody ever told him working at McDonald's is going to lead him anywhere? But everybody told him, you go get in this gang, then you gonna belong to us. You got a family. We gonna protect you.
Right.
We gonna love you. You gonna belong to something. You gonna mean something. You walk down the street and people gonna respect you.
Right.
You go to McDonald's, you don't get none of that.
Yeah, you're gonna get like, hey, with us, you're gonna get girls, you're gonna get respect.
You gonna get all of that.
Yeah.
And for a kid born into nothing,
Right.
who don't believe, and we got no currency, not no financial currency, not no emotional currency, none of that.
Then you know what I'm saying? Because
who gonna protect me?
Because those
McDonald's
employees, they're not gonna roll with you.
Right.
McDonald's will
fire you and replace you with another 14-year-old.
What's more important?
Their clothes don't even look fashionable.
Right.
What's more important? You know what I'm saying? Like at least I'm a crip, I can wear, I can look good, but I can't stunt in this McDonald's shirt. Like,
and if you live in them kind of neighborhoods, what's more important?
All right.
The protection and the juice?
Yes.
Right.
The respect.
The respect.
Absolutely. That's
The
more
respect.
important.
The respect.
And because here's the thing, other than respect, in most of these communities, how we grew up, we don't have nothing else except for
Nothing.
respect.
You got nothing else. And what have you seen? You seen your father in prison. You seen your uncle in prison.
Or you ain't seen your father there at all, so you ain't saw it.
Or you ain't seen him at all.
So there's nobody to
All right.
never
So
saw.
What's normalized to you?
Right.
To go to McDonald's? No.
Let me just say
But Timmy in the suburbs,
Right.
going to McDonald's
Right.
is normalized
Exactly.
because if you go to McDonald's, you're a tax-paying citizen.
And because daddy was a taxpaying citizen, my uncle, my grandfather, my great
You're gonna be a manager there one day. You're gonna
we own our house.
Yeah.
We have a standing in the community.
Exactly.
We have things to lose.
Let me
This is
just
how I started, son.
let me just say this.
Right.
This a close
The reason why
that they wanted to stop black people from making legal gains off of illegal things. Remember, the mafia had all those illegal things that was going on. You know what they made their children put their children through? Law school. You know how I know? Is because the same white judges that we vote for, Russo's, all that other stuff, the Four Horsemen, cops. You know what their parents were? You know what their daddies were? Mobsters,
Yeah.
mobsters. She said it. KKK squad and mafia people.
But see,
mafia people were in Youngstown and Cleveland.
We're not talking to become police officers,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. Like, think about it like this. You know what? Will change a lot of even that police brutality. If we had like
More black people
as police officers, and we don't send and not send one brother in
we
there.
don't be police.
Why is that?
We have a tenuous look at the history of law, right? Especially the laws that we get behind.
I think he wants
Most
to end
laws
the
are
show.
created against us,
Right. And
They're
so
not
here-
created for us.
Right.
They created for landowners and for property owners and for business owners. They created against us. Loitering, trespassing,
Right.
all of that stuff is against us.
We got to come back.
Yeah. Hey, y'all want to do this again next week?
For real.
I can. You know what? I can come back. I can do it. I can do it.
Tell you, this show's live, man. We
Yeah.
get, this is what we talk about, man. We talk about the real, man. And you see how the conversation went. We went.
Voice of
And that's crazy. We went from the mental health of COVID all the way to
All the way
this.
over there.
Right. But here's the thing, though. It's all
Come back full circle.
connected, though,
Flat out.
in a certain type of way because it all plays a part. Because when you look at the government, the police, when you look at our community, and how even we receive the
I'll see y'all guys
vaccines,
later.
and how we